And we are live on Facebook. Good afternoon, everybody. Jeanette Martin, owner of My BC Consulting, which also stands for, you guessed it, Move Your Bum Chum Consulting. And I do these Where in the World is W5 story sessions so I can learn a little bit deeper about my connections. Because you know, at My BC Consulting, we're the 3 C's of me: my connections, my community, and my collaborations. So, and I'm adding more and more every single week and learning more people's W5 story sessions. So without further ado, who are you?
Ready to go?
Yeah, that's for you to answer. Who are you?
Okay, my name is Kevin Pentland.
Okay, and so what are some who hats that you wear?
Oh, I wear, first of all, the most important hat I wear is that I'm a husband of an amazing wife, a father of 2 beautiful daughters, a grandfather of 3 beautiful grandchildren, 2 in Alberta and 1 here in British Columbia. So they're the major hats I wear, the most important hats to me, other than my business hat. But prior to that, my most important hat is my faith in Jesus Christ. That's my most important hat I wear. I'm a retired pastor, so I wear that all the time. So.
That was kind of tough to kind of put on the shelf.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't put that on the shelf. Not at all. Not at all.
So that leads me to my next question as we go deeper. So thinking of those who hats of being a husband, a grandfather, a business owner, what are some of the things you do when you're wearing those hats?
Oh, try to keep in contact with my children as much as possible. Communicate with my wife all the time. That's the most important. That's why we've been married for 51 years, because we both talk and we both listen to each other. So that's what that's what we do, and that's why we're still together after 51 years. So
beautiful.
And when I'm with my grandchildren, my hat becomes a little child's hat, and I love with the younger grandchildren. That is, of course, now our oldest granddaughter, she's 18, so it's a little different now. So it's a little different now. So that's what I do with those hats.
Okay. And how about your business hat? My
business hat. I was thinking of this, that you know how you in life there are certain you have a passion about something, and sometimes it wears away, and then you wonder why it wears away. Then you go back and you look at it and you realize, wow, you should never let it go away. Anyways, since 2011, I've been with Legal Shield. What I do is I help people and small business owners, families, first of all, and small business owners have equal access to justice at an affordable price.
Oh, interesting. I often say, and I think that's been happening a lot for me lately, when you say about the passion wanes, I kind of say I draw my energy from, and then when we attach a new meaning to something old, the energy comes back. So I loved how you brought that up. So where do you do some of the things you do wearing your who hats?
Okay. Well, again, from my business perspective, my primary business is in BC, but we're international, so we're all across the States and all across Canada. Now we're all across Canada. We weren't all across Canada before, but now we are. So I love that. Awesome. I love the ability to be able to help people no matter what province they live in itself. That's. I could go on and on and on. I could go on and on, so I got to be careful here.
No, it's okay. So whereabouts do you live? So where do you like to spend your time?
We live in the beautiful province of British Columbia, in a town that a city that everyone wants to be from, Chilliwack, British Columbia.
Oh.
Yeah. We're about 60 miles east of Vancouver, about a 3-hour drive to Seattle, Washington. And we just love it out here, except when the farmers are spreading the liquefied manure. But other than that, it's a great place to live.
It's because it's the farmland. And it's famous for, I think, isn't it Chilliwack, the world's corn capital of the world, I think?
Yeah, it is. It has a beautiful corn maze happening right now, too.
Wow. And I heard once upon a time on Jeopardy, one of the questions is, what is the corn capital of the world? And the fellow actually answered, what is Chilliwack, BC? He
Is that
still
right?
got it right, but it's Chilliwack, BC. So you're famous on Jeopardy. You should look up that episode.
Interesting. Interesting.
So when did you decide to get into the business that you did?
In 2011, I met we were at a gospel blues concert, and I met a gentleman there for the first time. And then after that, we went and had a cup of coffee because we hit it off with each other. And I always say coffee, but I'm a tea drinker. For some reason, coffee sounds more masculine, I guess. But I had my tea, he had his coffee, and he explained to me what Legal Shield is, how it helps people. Now, we'd never associated with lawyers before, except when we bought a house and sold a house. It's the only time. And, you know, I have the idea that to need a lawyer, you're in trouble. Far from it. Last year, in 2019, the company had, the law firms responded to 2 million calls across North America. Yeah, so it shows you the need is there, 2 million calls. And and the calls could be anything to read a contract, to read a document for us, to make sure that before we sign any contract, that a lawyer, you know, first, let me step back. So many people are signing contracts without realizing what they're getting into.
Right.
A good point is this morning, my wife was telling me that a neighbor of ours, he had a flat tire, but he went to fix the flat tire, but he realized there was no tire or jack in his car. So he phoned it's a brand new car. He phoned the company and said, "Where's my tire?" They said, "Oh, that's an option." I never knew that before. It was an option. But I thought if he hadn't had his contract reviewed before he signed it, a lawyer could have picked that up and be a lot less stress on the poor gentleman right now. So, people, but the most important part of Legal Shield is that I'll ask you, Jeanette, do you have a will?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it updated?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, you know, about 70% of Canadians don't have a will.
I know, and it's that baffles my mind.
Yeah. And about 90% of the people, when I ask them, do you have a will? They say no, then they do this. They say no, and they go, I've been thinking about it though. I'm thinking, to me, it's the last love letter you leave to your spouse.
Yeah. In my case, I was divorced in 2004. No, separated in 2014, divorced in 2016. But I have four amazing grandchildren that I have a small life insurance policy, and it's where I want that to go. And then my quirky house or little cottage I live in and all my things, I wanted to get really specific. So it was something that, it's funny, when I was married, Kevin, I didn't have one, but now that I'm single, I think it's so important that that document is in place.
Yes, it's very, very important. So that's what Legal Shield does. You don't need to, it's not necessarily if you're in trouble, but I have a legal problem, a legal question. So I always say, instead of asking a friend about a legal question, because a friend will always tell you what they want it to be for you because they love and care for you. I say, phone a lawyer, he'll tell you the facts. He or she will tell you the facts, the truth. And that saves a lot of money. And for $24.95 a month, you get all this stuff and a whole lot more, even a will with Legal Shield. Well, so that's why I love that hat.
Okay, that leads into, what's your why? What's your why in life?
Well, my why in life is my wife.
Aww.
My wife, and I'm not just saying that. My wife is my why. So whatever I do is on behalf of her. And of course, I want to be able to, at the end of my life, leave something for our children and our grandchildren. So whatever it is, my why is for my family. That's the most important part. Reason why I do anything.
Beautiful. So thank you so much, Kevin. We'll make sure that we'll put, Kevin is going to get tagged into this video wherever it lives, on my YouTube channel, on my LinkedIn, on my IGTV, and also, of course, here on my BC Consulting's Facebook page. So there, I added another W5 story to my blank set of encyclopedias that I feel I was born with. I have a new caveat is when I meet somebody that needs one of my people's, one of my connections, collaboration, or my community story, I lend it out. I just want you to let me know how the story building went with that new person in your life. So tune in again next Monday. I have another W5 story session coming up. And where in the world will that person be coming from? Enjoy your day, everybody. If you do like this video, give me a like, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, or maybe share it on to somebody who needs Kevin's services. Thank you so much, everybody, and enjoy the day.